Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, we have the ATS Mini. This is the Si4732 DSP. It has AM, FM stereo, long wave, single sideband, shortwave, all packed in this little mini receiver. Gotta love it. You can find it selling on AliExpress between $25 to $30. I'll have links. I'll have them in the section below or off to the right-hand side. Check it out. Also, Amazon has these radios anywhere from $30 to $40 depending. Is it a value at that price? It depends on the person. Amazon's a little easy to return to. AliExpress, not so much. But pretty cool radio nonetheless. Let's check it out. So, dimension-wise, real quick, it's a tiny guy. Look at the size of this thing. That's why they call it mini. Yeah, they took it to the max here and made it as small as possible, and a really cool radio nonetheless. So you've probably seen these videos pop up here and there, and you've seen this and probably know a lot about it. But those that are new to this radio, hopefully I can explain a lot to you. So dimension-wise, we have 3 1/4 inches in length. We have a height of 1 3/8 of an inch. Then we have a depth from top to bottom from this knob here, 1 3/8 of an inch. To give you some perspective on size, let's zoom this up and compare it to the other radios. So over here, we have a CC pocket in the house. Just shows you how small that is. It says radio in case you forget what it is. I love that 3D printed case on there. So there's that. We have CC Skywave 2, rock and roll. Yep, I can't even fit that on the camera. There we go. All right. And then we have what else? We have cool radios like the ATS 20 Plus. You can pick up for the same price. Yeah, you know, there's a place for everything, and to be honest with you, if I was given, which one would you want? I want this one. It's got the bigger speaker. It's just, I don't know, it's not as portable. I get it, but it's still portable, and this would be my first choice. But this isn't a bad second. Here we are. We have the ATS 200, which is based on the same microcontroller that this uses, which is a pretty awesome chip, an ESP32S3. That's a pretty awesome chip. It has dual core, it has Bluetooth and a Wi-Fi module, and it just does a lot. And here it does a little bit more than this one. This has Bluetooth send. This does not have Bluetooth send. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. Maybe they will in the future. Who knows? But this does. This has Bluetooth send, has a bigger battery, probably the reason being. But pretty cool radio. All right, and I think we're done, except for maybe a $20 test. We'll do a $20 test. $20. There you go. Almost buys you the radio. There you go for size. All right, cool. So what do you get in the box? Well, you get the radio, you get a charging cable, and you usually get a whip antenna or your choice of a donut. You get this like little broadband donut thing. Oh, it's gonna mess up my color of my screen, but anyway, these aren't great. If you can get it with the telescopic whip, definitely get it with the whip. These things really don't do any good. I've tried them and they're just not that great. So I prefer that one. Let's get my color back. Iron Man. Oh yeah, I forgot the Iron Man. Here we go. We'll use this deck. Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves mini ATS single sideband radios from Chinaland. Chinaland. That's my little thing. But anyway, Iron Man, awesome. You'll see him quite a bit, maybe. I might just use a different backdrop, too, because, yeah, color does get wonky with these screens. So, but yeah, you get this stuff in the box. You don't get the cards, though. Those are mine. But the charging cable, the whip antenna. This is 29 inches, by the way, in case I forget to mention the length of it. Awesome. You get some instructions, but the instructions are, like, stickered. Mine came, like, with a little sticker on the lid. So I don't know if yours will. This is what I got. How lame is this? There's your product manual, and if you look like number 4, volume output note, due to the amplifier size of the device, the earphone amplifier cannot be installed. So it says it'd be lower. It is low. You can barely hear what's going on. It's bad. You got to use an external speaker with this radio. So I heard there's a version coming out, maybe in the future, where they're going to address it, maybe add some amplification to the headphone jack. That would be really nice, or to the speaker. So there it is. But anyway, that's what came. This is in the box. Sticker, that's pretty lame. I don't know why they did that, but okay. You get the idea. So let's zoom it on down. Get up close and personal. We'll go over some features with this little bad boy. So like I mentioned, it's small, as you can see. I love it. They don't call it mini for nothing. As you can see, you're using a 3D printed case, which is okay. It's not the greatest idea. I want a more finished case for sure in the future, because mine came with 2 screws stripped out. My top 2 screws. I don't know what's going on, why they're stripped. Let's see if I can show you over here. Yeah, you can see how they gap a little bit there. You kind of pull it apart. Yeah, these top 2 screws, for some reason, yeah, I don't know why, but it is what it is. It's not perfect, but it still holds together. It's still nice. It works. You got an on-off switch here on the left-hand side. We'll just turn it on, give you an idea. Put it down there, static noise. Making all kinds of funky noises. But anyway, there's your display. Turn that off. We're going to turn it back on in a moment. But here, I thought that was a reset hole, or I thought it was just an artifact or something, until I plugged the charger and then it turned red while charging. So it's charge status LED right there. So I think it's the red when it's charging and off when it's done. Headphone jack. So usually I give you a headphone experience. Well, here it is. Weak volume. Expect weak volume on headphones, unless you have a pair of amplified ones. No hiss at low volume, so that might be a thing for you. Oh, an SFM stereo. So I like that. It was nice. So what I got out of it was pretty decent, but it was just low volume, so I really couldn't give you an idea of bass or mid-range or highs or any of that fun stuff. I just know you could hear it, but it was very low. Yeah, we're going to use an external speaker here, but going to the top here, we have the SMA female antenna connection, which we're going to use to hook up that whip antenna you saw there to get some shortwave reception. And then we're going to hook up a little adapter, maybe get some medium wave reception as well for some band scans in this video. Over here we have a USB-C connection. That's to charge the radio and also to interface with the computer, because you have to update the firmware. If you get your radio and you press this down, the menu comes up and it goes away in a second or two, you got the old firmware. Okay, if you press this and let go, the menu comes up and stays for 8 to 10 seconds, you got newer firmware. Yay for you. Rock on. They helped you out. So I guess there's some floating around with new firmware. Great. But yeah, if you don't have that, you can update the firmware. Now, I'll have some links in the, again, video description, links to the firmware, and links to a Facebook group, I think, where they put together a batch file to make it very simple to just click and go. You just have to know the COM port that the radio's hooked up to. You just plug it in, and it automatically gets recognized. And you just look on your COM port under your system information, and you put that in, and boom, flash, done. So it's that easy. It's actually very easy if you're familiar with flashing radios. Okay, going to the back of the radio, you can see you got the 4 screws holding it together. We got a little speaker. It's 1 inch by 1/2 inch, little oval dude. It's weak as heck, but it's there. So if you want to hear your radio, just put it up to your head. And there's your earphone, your radio earphone. You should put a strap around it and make it like headphones. Anyway, behind here is a LiPo pack. You can replace it, by the way, which is kind of cool. But it's a flat pack. It's a hobby cell. It's 800 milliamp hour, if you're wondering the capacity. So, and I don't know if I mentioned, yeah, the screen is 2-inch color IPS, which is nice. And of course, your knob is a tuning knob, notched, and of course, pressing down. So this is the only control you have, is rotating and down switch. That's it. That's all you get. That's how you operate the radio. So you can see why I tend towards something like this, because you got the knob with the push button, but you also got all these extra buttons that do stuff. It's kind of nice. Now you got a little wimpier screen, but this does so much more easier. I just like that. I'm a fan of that. But if you're a fan of small, you can't beat this. And you know me, I'm a fan of small things, so I like it. Radios, that is. So anyway, I told you about the microcontroller. It's really cool. I haven't done any band scans. Well, we will. Here's the microcontroller, kind of what it is. This is the ESP32C3. It's a little different, but it gives you an idea of the size. And mine, on the inside of the radio, has a little antenna like soldered to the chip, and I think it's your Wi-Fi antenna. This one here has a little connection for it. Some radios, the older ones, when these first came out, actually have with the Wi-Fi antenna connection like that, which is kind of nice. But that's about the size of it. See, it's got USB-C on it as well. And the cool thing is this one is, yeah, it runs at 240 megahertz and has 2 cores, which is pretty high power for a small device. My collar bag. There we go. Iron Man. Making an appearance. So yeah, you get 32 memory presets, which I'll show you in a moment. Love that. That charging jack does about 1/2 amp charge, if you're wondering. 5 volts, 1/2 amp. That's what I noticed when it was charging. Yeah, so, and current firmware on this thing is 2.12. They're up to 2.14 as I'm making this video in May. I have April's firmware on here, and it's working fine, so I haven't changed it yet, so I'm happy with it. It added quite a few things to the radio. So let's go ahead, I guess, turn it on and have some fun, and I'll explain things as we go. Yeah, all right, so we're going to add the antenna, and then I'm going to probably put a different backdrop here, because the screen may change the colors, and it's kind of annoying, so I don't like it. So if I get this screwed on here, rock on. And I have a little wire I might clip to it like a Kato T1 just to get a little extra reception out of the subfloor basement that I'm in. Also, I'm located in Chicago, Illinois, USA. For the sake of the band scan, the time is 11:53 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So we're in the evening hours. Yeah, we should be able to pick up some evening shortwave with this. So I'm just looking for a little cardboard backdrop. Here we are. Awesome. This down. All right, great. Let's turn this on. So we're going to do an audio demo, believe it or not. I think this will work. I got 2 AAA batteries. Check it out. For size comparison, right? It's pretty awesome. And I put them here. I don't know if it's going to hold a radio or not, but we can do a little audio demo just for a little bit, not long. I don't know if this thing's going to flip. I don't know what's going on here. All right, so, yay, it might stay. It might roll away. Who knows? But this is what I was doing when I was filming it. Let's go ahead and turn it on here. Okay, cool. So, yeah, transmitter's on. We're ready to rock and roll here. So, yeah, 97.7. Yeah, so we got, if you look here, it shows a bunch of things going on. I really got to zoom in, don't I? Oh, boy. Fun stuff. All right, so what I want to do here is get a pointer and point it out. So we got signal strength indicator right there. Of course, the band we're on, and modulation, battery life with the voltage there. We have our frequency. On the bottom is a frequency scale. Nice, with the indicator. I do like that touch. It's really nice. And off to the left is an information box showing our current stepping is 100 kilohertz. Our bandwidth is on auto. You can change the bandwidth on FM, which is pretty nice. AGC is on. Volume's 59. I think it goes to 63. And volume control here is off. Pretty much it's almost like a gain control. So there you are. So awesome. Let's go ahead and fire up some music and rock and roll.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You'll never have the sacred stone. Oh, this you crazy mother.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there because that's poor. You can hear that this thing does not excel with this speaker. It does not excel on headphones. So you got to use an external speaker, which we're going to do here shortly. But let's explore the menu real quick, and then we'll go from there. So let's, I'm going to have to zoom this down again. Zoom it down, down. Okay, we're going to take these out here. We're going to go external speaker. So bye-bye, and loops. All right, cool. So, yeah, fun. I enjoy this radio, as you know. Press this down. Let's see what we got here. So we got some choices. And this will stay here for 8 seconds now. This is fantastic because when you first get your radio, you press that button down and that menu goes away like right away. It's horrible experience. But that stayed for 8 seconds, so not bad. I like that. It gives me time to figure out what I'm doing. Now, the rotation's weird for me. I like to go one way and it goes the other. So I have to get used to the idea that when I go this way, it's going down. And when I go this way, it's going up. See what I'm saying? It's just different for me, but it might be just okay for other people. But for me, it's like, what's going on? So anyway, you can see what we got here. We got a mute. We got a memory. Memory's pretty awesome. I'll show it to you in a second. Seek tuning. Now, seek tuning's okay. I wouldn't use it too often because you have to keep hitting the button to do it. You'll wear this thing out. Volume control. You can access volume by just press and then let go on a long press. That's pretty nice. You don't have to access the menu for the volume. Band, that takes you, you got to change your bands. You got to use that quite often. And stepping is very important on here, which we'll get to. Settings. So we'll click on settings, see what's going on here. We have brightness, so let's check that out. So we can dim this on down to 10. And I believe it goes all the way up to like 2 something. Let's see how high we get it. Washes out kind of, yeah, we're at 255. Wow, that's pretty bright. So we're going to bring it down probably to around, I know it looks good. Thinking about 95. 95 looks good, right? Okay, cool. We'll leave it there. Let's go back to the settings, see what else is there. We got an about screen there. Whoops. Okay, about. So there you go. ESP32, Si4732 receiver, firmware version 2.12. April 30th, 2025. And that's the website you can get it at. I don't know if you can read that. Now let's go back to that. I'll bring it up. There you go. There's the website, in case I forget to put it down there. For posterity forever and the people that made it. Awesome. Okay. But you get the idea. Okay, let's go back here. Settings. What else we got? Calibration. So you can calibrate the BFO, I believe, and the frequency to make sure you're on 0. That's nice. Theme. You can change the theme. Watch this. This is so cool. So this is default. They got blue sky. You got ink. You got pager. I like this pager one. It's actually pretty cool. In person, it's more white. Let's see if I can get it to show up. Is it going to show up better? Put Iron Man in here. I think it might. Let's try that. Yellow. Pretty crazy. Red. See, they got a night vision one, which I think is pretty neat. Yeah, night. They call it night. Cool. Phosphor. Oh, okay. So these colors look really good. This rendering the colors good. That's neat. That green looks cool. Space, magenta, that's definitely pink. And back to default. So we'll go through them again. Blue sky, e-ink, which does look like that. It's pretty cool. And then you have your pager. Let's go through them. Yeah. Let's see, that's slick, that red. Okay, I'm a fan of the red, but we'll stick with the original. Original. All right, cool. See, I'm having fun already. I know we haven't done any band scans, but we'll get to it. Just hang in there with me. So, yeah, we wait for this to go away. Hit it again. So, that's settings pretty much. I think I'll just go one more time in there. Calibration theme. RDS. Okay, so there's RDS on this radio, which is beautiful, and we'll show that too as well. So, RDS. I think on RDS here in the menu, it lets you show what's in RDS, what's being shown. Sleep mode. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that too much. There's RDS, which I keep missing. There we are. Okay. So, we had RDS. You can do everything. You can do just the program, and then there's program text, I believe. Yeah, information, and all. So we don't really want to change anything here. I think I had it there. That should be all right. Okay, so let's go here now. We have soft mute, which is off on this radio, which makes the tuning fun. AVC says I think that means automatic volume control, but it acts as a gain. So I have it set to like 59 decibels. So it seems to work pretty well at that range. AGC, you can turn AGC off or on, and you can control attenuation on some signals. When you're on single sideband, it doesn't let you change the attenuation, just from AGC to off, just so you know. But on shortwave, it does let you change it, and medium wave, it lets you change it as well. All right, let's see. Bandwidth. Bandwidth's cool. You get a ton of choices on FM. You got 110, 84, 60, 40, and auto. That's great. Leave them on auto on FM. On single sideband, you have 4 kilohertz, 3, 2.2, 1.2, 1, and 500 hertz. Nice. And on regular AM band, which includes medium wave and shortwave, 6 kilohertz, 4 kilohertz, 3 kilohertz, 2.5, 2, 1.8, and 1. So a lot of choices there. Though 3 is a sweet spot on most things. Yeah. Which we're going to get to. Anyway, you heard a little demo of the music. I was using a royalty-free music there. So let's go ahead and hook up a wire and have some fun. I think I showed you most everything. We'll probably just go over, the little stepping. Just think of anything else here. Soft mute. Yeah, you pretty much, you can see what's going on. Oh, mode, of course. Your different mode, upper, lower sideband. You can change that as well. See, it's such a pain. I try to get to it, and I can't get to it. I see it. I just have to turn the wheel a certain way once I get to that. So there it is, the mode button. Let's get there. All right, great. So let's have fun. Let's hook it up. Let's play. So I'm going to hook up a little wire Kato T1 to this whip antenna, get this out of the subfloor basement. I don't know how well it's going to do on FM. It didn't do well as far as down here, but upstairs did really good. So my FM rating, I give it a good and good. 3-star rating. It found 68 stations. Fantastic. Above average. Average is 48. So yeah, you know my scale. Fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. So a 5-star method. And yeah, it scores a solid 3-star, which is above average. Almost very good. So yeah, it's an excellent FM receiver. Very sensitive, by the way. So let's get this down. Let's have some fun tuning. So use it as a stand. There we are. Okay. So we'll go ahead and hook up external speaker, yeah. So we need that. So let's get that hooked up here. I'm using a Sonra. Yeah, my old Sonra radio, if you guys know that. If you've been around a long time. It's a little tiny shortwave radio I picked up for $10 back in the day. It has auxiliary in, so we're going to use that. Turn it on. And get some volume. All right, turn off the transmitter. Okay, great. We can manually tune.
Well, we're here to give you some breathing room, okay? Listen weekdays.
And James Cotnell. In the first half of the program, Jubilation in Damascus.
So that's FM. It's pretty simple. It goes all the way down to 64 megahertz, which is great, and all the way up to 108. Now I can show you that by changing the step value. So let's change the step value. So we're going to go ahead and press down, and we're going to go after step. So this way, I think. Nope, I went the wrong way. This way. So it's just getting used to that turning thing. That's just me. So we can go to 1 megahertz stepping. So boom, and now we can just jump down the band. So as you can see, we're going down fast, and we're going down fast. We're getting down there, and then it goes all the way down to 64. There's our base frequency, and back up to 108. So this is how you jump around the FM band very quickly by changing your stepping to 1 megahertz. Yeah, that's a thing of beauty. But I think I gave you a pretty good representation of what's going on. But let's change our stepping back. It's on step. Remember, I love how it remembers. And then we'll go back to 100. We can actually go to 2. I got 100 since we're on where we're at. Okay, so let's go ahead and just go up. So if you get a strong enough signal, RDS information starts coming in. That's nice. For being down here, that's actually working really well.
HD1 Chicago, a Cumulus media station.
Fun. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is some seek tuning. Yeah, so the seek, you just press down. Like I said, this isn't fantastic. There it is, seek. Now, if you go like this, it'll go one way and the other. So you gotta, before it times out, you gotta do it. And it'll stop at the station.
For new music, Ariana Grande, Twilight Zone.
The quickest muzzle, throw it on my mouth and I'll decline. Keep me.
Looking good.
So just dance.
So yeah, Timberlake, it's pretty funny. So I was gonna say, yeah. So a little bit of RDS, get the information. Now, see, if you wait, the seek's gone. If you start turning this now, it's normal tuning. So you have to do it within the 8 seconds. Now, the new firmware changes the timeout from 8 to 10 seconds, which is better for seeking. But otherwise, the seek doesn't work that great in shortwave. So pretty much know your frequencies in shortwave. But for FM and AM, or for medium wave, excuse me, that works really well. So there it is. Okay, so there's some RDS, giving you an idea how quick that works. Working out really nice. Yeah.
Debit, and totally free. The WBBM Noon Business Hour continues.
General Motors is getting ready to roll out a new
Okay, so that's FM. Let's do some shortwave. See if we can pick up anything there. Probably some Brothers there. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump there.
industry analyst of Autoline.tv in Detroit.
Okay, so where about memory? This is the fun part. So remember I told you about memory? You got 32 memory presets, which is really nice. So they're able to institute memory, which is fantastic. So there's memory. Oh, you got mute, by the way. I forgot to mention that. There's mute on here. Soft mute. Yeah, I mentioned soft mute, didn't I? Yeah. Mode, band. Okay, so we want band, right? So click band. As you can see here, I said memory, didn't I? Yeah, I did say memory. But anyway, we'll show the bands. So we have FM. We have it's all shortwave, which is pretty cool. The whole AM band, I think is what it is. And then we have our different meter bands here. There you go. And I think it puts us in, yeah, normal AM mode here. Go through them real quick.
It shouldn't be read at
Let's CHU Canada. Nice. Cool.
because if you hate it, I'm not going to subject you to it all the way.
This is 720 WGN off the whip with the wires, and it's not great. So you got to use a passive loop directly connected, which we're going to do here shortly. But yeah, we'll do some more shortwave. Now we got hand bands.
Catching over the phone?
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. Have a good day tomorrow.
W8 Golf Bravo, I'm pulling the plug.
W, you say?
So anyway, I heard them talking there. Hopefully they come back. But you can do 10 hertz stepping. Single sideband. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. No, I haven't.
Make sure you get you some rest there. See you later, W, you say?
So as you can see, we're in 80 meters, lower sideband, frequency 3933, and then our little fine tuning there, which is really nice. Glad you could do that. So yeah, stepping single sideband is 10 hertz, 25 hertz, 50, 100 hertz, 500 hertz, 1 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz, 9 kilohertz, and 10 kilohertz. And then normal stepping, which we'll go over here in a second. Awesome. So let's just go through our memory shortwave. We'll go back to those guys, see if they're still chatting. So here, we'll go ahead and turn this up.
So, yeah, right. And number 2.
Could be copyright there. Yeah, I think if we just hit midnight, yeah, we're in a country music hour, I think. Yeah, 4840 WCCR out of Tennessee. Very cool. Let's go with memory again, and yeah, there we are.
People don't have the draw to come to the table of the Lord. That table of the Lord.
Got it. Something that we counteract that bleach and must mess the whole system up.
We can tune here?
My drink in there if you'll let me have enough room for a bottle of pop. But anyway, I think that's all I'm going to bring with me in there because I got all that other stuff to put in there, and then go from there, I guess. Hey, Blaine. Oh, I just looked, dude. Friday is supposed to be partly cloudy with only a 1% chance of rain, and Saturday partly cloudy with a 2% chance of rain, and Sunday just pure sun, and it's going to be 62 and 55 and 55. Can't beat that. Oh, damn, I better take a sweatshirt. This will be the first time we went to Dayton, dude, that, you didn't done. Oh, wait, I messed up, dude. That was the low. The temperature, that was the low temperature. I'm a moron. So Friday it's 85, Saturday 78, Sunday 74. Okay, that feels a little better. Maybe I won't need a sweatshirt after all. But showing no showers at all until Monday. See, it's got plenty of room in the car.
Okay, that's our single sideband action. Yeah, let's go back to memory again. I mean, there's a couple things in there we didn't go see yet. I'm gonna see if they're available. Let's see. We had 9330.
And the Father is greater than the Son. But if we say Jesus, we're speaking of the Son.
WBCQ out of Maine.
Son is eternal. Jesus did not always exist. The Son always existed. But
So you can tune here.
being self-contradictory, whereas they didn't find it self-contradictory. And remember,
You can also seek tune as well.
And the Hebrew Bible calls the Messiah
I prefer to change the stepping and just go to the stations I know.
of Yahweh. In the very next chapter, Isaiah 9:6 and Isaiah 10:21, mighty God.
Blessing.
International study shows 1 in 6 people affected by toxic air pollution. According to recent research, 33.8% of Earth's
Okay, it's WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida. I had to keep hitting this. That's the only thing, timeout.
much loss of life. The situation occurs when
Hospital told him that she fits.
There's our time signal at 10 megahertz at WWV, Fort Collins, Colorado, about 890 miles from Chicago. So there you go, cool. So that's pretty much shortwave in a basket. I think I had some, did I have CB on there? It's worth checking out, but I couldn't really pick them up, but maybe we can later. I don't know if they'll be out there. But let's see. Do I have CB on here? Let's take a look. Thought I had some memory slots filled. Let's just go through them. Lower sideband. We're pretty much done. You got the idea. I can pick that stuff up. Oh, there we are. There's some CB channels. I knew I had some. It's cool, it puts labels for the channels, which I like. You get the idea. Alright, so quickly let's do medium wave and then wrap this up. So yeah, looking pretty cool. Look at all the information on that screen. It is pretty neat. It's just having to use external speaker though, it doesn't make it as portable. Now I have it attached to this larger radio, which I'll show you here. Let's bring this up. I'm using that sounder I mentioned. Yeah, so it's this thing right here, which I'm knocking things over. But yeah, a little $10 radio, has an auxiliary in. Look at that. And awesome. Using an old mini USB. But yeah, this thing cost me like $10 a while ago, and I still use it. I love the thing. But it's working as an external speaker right now for this radio, and that's the best thing. So let's disconnect this, and we're gonna go to medium wave. Yeah. So for that setup, I use my Turk Advantage passive loop. You guys have probably seen it on my channel. It's passive loop. You can pick them up. Texan has one, AN200. This is a Turk Advantage passive loop. It's a loop of wire. And it works really good as an external antenna source for the radio here. Now, the output, it has a jack on the back of the loop there, and it's a mono jack. So this is using like a standard mono cable. and kind of give you an idea what it looks like, just like that TS, they call it, tip sleeve. And then I have an adapter wire, which I gotta find to adapt to the radio. So I have it, the one end is a 3.5 millimeter female TS, so we'll just plug that in while we're on here. And then here we have a BNC that goes to my ATS 20 Plus. That's why I bought this wire. I didn't know I was going to get this later on. And then I have an adapter running to a SMA male. So let's go ahead and hook it up. Go on the medium wave. Tune a few stations in, then give you, like I said, my final thoughts on this little bad boy. Yeah. You guys are probably wondering. Like, there's just so much you can sit here and do. So I'm going to dedicate a couple of videos to, of course, medium wave band scans. I'm a fan. This thing rocks on medium wave, by the way. But it rocks with the external antenna only, not with the whip. Whip only picks up strong local stations. So let me see if I can get that wire to get out of our way here. All right. Okay. I got to point the antenna to at the same time. So let's go to medium wave. So we got to change our band. I'll go down so you guys can see what I'm doing. Up close and personal. So again, you're just pressing down to access your menu. Press down. And then, I mean, if you haven't figured that out, you can hear me doing it. So we're going to go to band. Let's see, where's band at? Down. There it is. I saw it. Here. So once you get there, you got to like turn the other way. So weird. Okay. Band. And then we want to... Is it this way? I don't remember. We'll find out. Okay, long wave. So if you're interested, I think it has a full range of long wave. But we're going to go to medium wave. I don't have any long wave stations to pick up, so we're going to stick with medium wave. All right, so let's turn this up.
And I'm, 1 minute it's like she had a stroke, and the next minute,
It's something else, right? All right. Yeah.
And it's freaking me out.
Don't let it. You can't make this be your problem. You can't carry this burden. From what you told me, they will not even allow you to speak with her. And so,
So 720 WGN got really nice. And if you look at the signal strength meter, I'm watching that as I tune my loop and try to get the best signal possible. Plus, I got to move the loop as well. But right now, let's go through a couple stations and then we'll do final thoughts. So let's go to 740. See if we can't pick up Zoomer radio. That'd be nice. Okay, now for just giggles. So yeah, you definitely want a speaker. It helps, but you can still do it with the little guy. Not too bad. Okay, let's get off the music. Let's see if we can pick up Atlanta. There it is.
All right, monitoring the markets. Dow's down a little. NASDAQ is up. U.S. stocks basically holding steady following the report that shows.
Early retirement phase probably has you nervous. When you have enough to retire, are you worried about running out of money? Sick of hearing, just write it out. What can you do?
Prices will rise, although airfare is currently set to be low over the next few months. So yeah, it could be definitely travelers looking.
With 780 WBBM News Radio Chicago.
Rubin, reporter for Axios in New York. Thank you for joining us to talk about Memorial Day travel. Going to set a 20-year record as people.
There's a whole lot of movements, right? There's a whole lot of, say, chaos and confusion. And what we really need is...
Coast to coast on 840 WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky. 300 miles to the north. To the southeast.
Construct to be able to teach you how you work. The cannabinoid system really is that great logical construct. Because as I teach you about this system, again, all of those things are...
Okay, can't hover on this, but this is 850. This is KOA, Denver, Colorado, 890 miles to the west there. And of course, for bandwidth, if you want to see it real quick, we'll try a station we don't have to worry about, maybe 860. Here we go.
Et ça, c'est une grande question là, dans le segment famille. S'il y a une chanson qui devait représenter votre famille, qui pourrait être l'hymne des métallus. Et toutes les deux, encore une fois, vous avez répondu la même chose. Ah oui. Tu as choisi ça aussi? Wow. Mon espèce de doué.
So there you go, pretty nice. And then I'm not sure if I showed you stepping, but stepping on shortwave and medium wave are the same, AM band, and we'll just do it real quick and then we'll do final thoughts. Yes, went a little longer, but there's a lot going on here. There is, it's fun. Let's see, there's stepping. So here, if you can see, yeah, we got 10 kilohertz, 50, 100 kilohertz, 1 megahertz. Yeah, it goes pretty fast then, right? The shortwave? 1 kilohertz, 5, 9, 10. So there you go. That's how the shortwave works. And AM band. AM includes medium wave, long wave, shortwave. All of them. All that you saw there. So yeah, that's it. This is awesome. I really like how this is working out. So yeah, America, we go to 10 and lock it in. And yeah, we're picking that up. Now let's see if we can pick up New Orleans and then we'll close it here. There we go, WWL, New Orleans, Louisiana. That's, I think, 870 miles to the south. Or 800, or so miles. I'll put a pop up here.
And I was wondering, is that normal? Why is that happening?
Yeah, it usually takes up to a year, because sometimes all the processing and stuff, and them getting the...
There you go, 870. Sweet. So yeah, the New Orleans, Louisiana, that's pretty cool. It picks it up from Chicago. Awesome, I love it. So there we are. So let's go ahead and move this loop, because I almost killed myself with it. Disconnecting it. As you saw, the signal dropped to 0 there on the signal strength bar. Beep. Yep. So we'll just disconnect this and do some final thoughts on the little bad boy. Yeah, fun. So I think it's got a mute tool as well. I mean, you can, again, long press and short press. So what I would do is I would probably just long press, let go to my volume, and just go down to like nothing. And that way I can just unplug everything. Leave the screen on. There we are. Turn off the speaker here. All right, great. So let's go over to likes, dislikes, and overall opinion on the ATS Mini. Yeah, this thing's awesome, isn't it? So number one, the price is pretty good. I mean, you get this around $30. You got yourself a single sideband radio the size of a Matchbox car. I mean, that's what it is. You got this, and it's you can put it in your pocket. I will say that it is possible. It is possible to tune in hams with just the whip only outside. Inside, it's a little harder. You have to use an external wire of some kind. I'm using that same adapter I showed you. It would work out really well. Or just clipping a wire to the whip antenna would be fine as in a pinch. So not a big deal. You clip a wire to it. I like this color display. It's really good. It's IPS, so you can see it from a lot of different angles. As you can see there, I can pitch this thing. You can still read it, and you're almost like not looking at it. It's like almost pitched all the way away. And yeah, so that's really nice. All the viewing angles are really good on that. So a big plus for the screen. Wow, it's amazing. The fact that it has a speaker, okay, I'm giving it a plus for that, believe it or not, because it's small. And I expect it to be headphones only, but it has a speaker, so there's a chance you don't have to have headphones. That's nice. Put this to your head. I'm not kidding. You probably could, because I would if I'm outside and I couldn't hear with some noise. The fact that it's running that really fancy microcontroller, the SP32. This is actually a nice chip. S3 running at 240 megahertz. That's fast. Dual core. Yeah, that's amazing that they can do that all with this device. Size mentioned, yeah, of course. It's a no-brainer. It has FM stereo and RDS information and FM. Hello. And the auto bandwidth. That's really nice. Or you can change it yourself. The USB-C jack, okay, that's really great for programming and excellent for charging, of course. We like having that, and it should be standard on all radios, but I thought I had to mention it. Dislikes and wants. Well, they're working on this. I think they're coming out with a second version. This is version 1.0. Like I mentioned, they're going to come out with version 2.0, hopefully to address the low volume issue on the headphone jack. It's really bad with headphones, I'll be honest with you. Speaker, well, you have to have it turned up all the way to hear anything, as you heard. That needs a little bit of an amplification as well. The big one is this thing needs firmware out of the box. So if you're buying the version 1.0 and it doesn't say firmware upgraded on it, I think there's new ones that say firmware upgraded 1.1 or something like that. And I think that one is good. I haven't tried that one, but just letting you know, they've updated it. So they've improved it, because the one it shipped with, it's just like it had 2-second timeout or something. It was horrible. You couldn't use this radio. It was like, I didn't want to use it. It took me forever to review this, because I had to figure out how to flash it, but it's simple to flash it. Very simple. Using those links below, you can get on a Facebook group where you can actually ask questions if you're not familiar with it. So, but those are the big ones. The two, low volume and firmware out of the box, may not work for you. So Those are the two main ones. So overall, what kind of recommendation do I give it? I give it a maybe recommendation. Not a up, not a down, a maybe. The reason being is that this is a close territory to the ATS 20 Plus. I really like that radio, and I keep bringing that one out. That's just a favorite of mine, and they're the same price. And it does more because you have more controls on it. Though the screen is not as nice and it's not as responsive because this controller is much faster than what's in the ATS 20 Plus. It's just that the ATS 20 Plus has a bigger speaker, and it has a headphone jack as well, and it has an FM filter in it, a bandpass filter, just nice things. I'm not sure if this one does or not, but don't quote me if it does or not. I didn't notice any breakthrough, so that's a plus. I was using the long wire, and I didn't hear any breakthrough, so maybe they have the same things inside. But otherwise, yeah, I like the ATS 20 Plus. That's why I give it a maybe. This isn't for everybody, because you have to menu dive every time you want to do something. Every time you want to change a stepping, you have to menu dive. At least on the ATS 20 Plus, you have a dedicated step button. Hit the step button, change the value. You don't have to push in all the time. I feel this is going to break. This thing doesn't seem robust. It's got a little play in it. But yeah, so you got to click it down for everything. So yeah, there's a lot of menu diving because you only have tuning and you only have the down button to access menus. So yeah, you're always doing pushing down to change something, pushing down to change something. It really is pretty tedious. I guess get used to setting up your memories. You got the 32 of them, set them up good, and use that. That's probably your best option. But yeah, just overall, yeah, one control. That's why I give it a maybe. A few extra buttons, I might have given it a full recommendation, but again, not too bad out of the box. If you love to tinker, this radio is for you. If you love small radios, this radio is for you. It definitely is. So I hope you enjoyed this review of the ATS Mini. It's an amazing little dude. I love it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's still a fun radio. Yeah. Definitely. So definitely give it a thumbs up. 2, if you like these mini radios and want to see more, hit subscribe to the bell icon. I'm going to have some dedicated medium wave videos to post. Maybe some shortwave, single sideband. Look for shorts on those. Typically where I post those. And of course, 3, comment down below what you think about the ATS Mini. Do you like it? Do you like what it offers? Would you rather have the ATS 20 Plus? This guy, the bigger boy. The old school. If I can get him in the same frame here. Yeah, there we go. It's bigger. Even though everybody complains about the little screen, yeah, it's definitely, this has got the better screen. If they just, yeah, well, they already have one that has a color screen, but yeah, maybe they'll do something. I actually love this setup, but as you can see, yeah, it's going to hold a bigger battery, a bigger speaker, 3-inch speaker. That's a big thing. So, but yeah, there you are. Tell me which one you would want, or both. Let me know. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in my next awesome video.